G'day folks, welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. We are still down in the sewers, but in the previous episode we finally caught up to Minsk and the doppelganger calling herself Jaheira. Speaking of, we haven't exactly looted that doppelganger just yet, have we? So let's just quickly come back this way and let's see if we can find out if there's anything worthwhile. And interestingly, I mean, this would have been a much more difficult fight had we not already been here through the other way in on the other side. So I'm actually kind of happy that turned out that way because, yeah, I feel like this would have been a much tougher fight for us. So we essentially chipped away at it already. The Stone Lord's skull echoes with absence, and the tadpole alone is not enough to fill it. Take on the crone's dust-pocked form and fill his thoughts with old adventures so that he might smile sweetly while he slaughters for us. And do not pulp the rodent. If its chittering gives the Stone Lord pause, then set it aside for me, so that we might give the great hero a final meal when his work is done. Orin. Jeez. That's so twisted. Yeah, so we need to find some rodent, I guess? What was it again? Yeah. Maybe he has like a pet mouse or something. I wonder if we should have saved some of these other like animals and stuff. I don't know if they're actually Minsk's animals or if they're just simply, you know, hostile. Part of Orin's group. Stone Lord's sketches. Have I seen this? Series of line drawings in various stages of completion. Each grows more detailed than the last, as if the artist is struggling to remember exactly what the subject is, some manner of furred rodent with an active, intelligent face. By the way, guys, I did actually spend a little bit of time between episodes looking for that trident, and I eventually located it. Luckily, I still had, you know, all of the footage going back several episodes, but we apparently dropped it off at Lady Yanath's place and forgotten at that point to pick it back up, so I went back there and just retrieved it. Minsk.
My friend, from our brief sharing of skulls, I know you have faced many strange beings, but none like this. Whatever happens, show no fear and stay your hand. Trust in Minsk.
I do trust you, I think.
Minsk finds that the less thinking he does, the easier the trusting comes. Wait! You gaze into Minsk's soul and see his foul crimes. You smell the stench of evil upon him, pointy claws primed, ready to scratch out his eyes. I am sorry, my friend. I am at the mercy of your faultless justice. Now, if you must burrow through my blackened heart, I am ready. No? You are certain? Oh, such boundless compassion. You are all heart, and whiskers, and cute little nose. You are right, of course. There is still much evil for Boo and Minsk to stamp out. But we need not fight it alone. I have a new face to show you. But it is not a villainous one for the clawing, understand? You, this is Boo. And Boo, meet you?
Alright. Yeah, that's the cutest little mouse slash rat that I've seen. Is it even a rat? I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, it's an honor.
No, it is a hamster.
Oh.
A miniature giant space hamster. Fear not, you will learn the difference in time. Those villains locked Boo away, lest his righteous gaze cause their tadpole to flee in terror. Now we are together again. All will be exactly as... Boo, why do you use such language? Once more, my hamster proves himself my greater half, and makes the path clear when my mind is fuzzier than his tiny bottom. He says we will join with you, and cleanse Baldur's Gate of evil. Together!
Are we not able to hear what the hamster says? I'm pretty sure I chucked animal speaking on, but perhaps maybe I forgot. Secure your rodent and follow me. It'll be an honor. Let's go.
Miniature as Boo is, he is also giant. You will need to make room for us, my friend.
Alright, he seems like a bit of a bruiser, so... let's see what he can do. I think it's still going to be a decent idea to have some kind of a spellcaster with us. Although I think I still have that in Jaheira if I take Wholesome out, considering we've already used haste spores.
Very well. May nature protect and guide you.
Alright, let's meet at camp later. I'll have things to do.
Boo and I are most adept in the doing of things, but as you wish. To camp then! For his heroics here today, Boo has earned the most vigorous of back scratchings.
Oh, okay. So, hang on. Why... so Wholesome went as well. But, so did... Minsk. Let's take a look at that. Hi Harper, complete. He's joined our party. Fantastic. I do want to see what he's all about. We'll probably need to spend a bit of time leveling him and all that sort of stuff. So, probably also going to need to, you know, figure out what role he has to play in combat. Maybe a bit of respecking a few times to...
A wood carving of a pair of wings. Like an eagle's, but longer somehow.
Yeah, as I was saying...
Pair of wings.
Maybe... we'll need to respec him a few times before he'll be of any use. Mailed fist.
A mailed fist in the Firecam armor style.
Gorgeous mail on that fist.
So what are these things?
A humble turnip, preserved by drying.
Okay, they're tablets of some kind.
A worn but still capable warhammer, sized for a halfling.
What?
I don't know if there's any significance of these little nooks here. I don't exactly see anything.
What's inside?
Okay. I think it's time for us to go back to camp. So let's go ahead and do that. And I would like to see if we can have a chat with Minsk and get him to join the party, obviously.
Boo is overjoyed with our victory. Another den of evil vanquished and an old foe defeated. Well, Viconio was a friend for a short time beforehand, but then a foe once more. Yes, Boo, a most wicked witch. The very mention of her name gives him nightmares to this day.
Viconia. Viconia. Oh, she's the leader of the Sharons, the House of Grief, right? What did she do to him?
Boo and Minsk have traveled far and wide, and met many fine and not so fine people. It will surprise you to learn that even the wisest of friends do not always recognize Boo for what he is.
Your best friend?
Of course, but also a miniature giant space hamster. The Drow was a cruel witch, but a clever one. She knew what Boo was right away, and she had never seen his like before. She wished to inspect his handsome magnificence, and so she did. One night, while he lay asleep, twitching his whiskers in happy dreams, she crept upon his tiny bedroll holding a knife as slim as a toothpick. She meant to spill his miniature guts and study them.
Man, I feel like it would have been good if we found Minsk first before we dealt with Shadowheart's story and had him in the party while we were, you know, fighting our way there. Anyway. I'm surprised you didn't kill her there and then.
I did not get the chance. Boo never sleeps deeply while evil is near. He sprang into action and almost blinded the witch. She had fled from our camp by morning, when Boo told me the whole tale over a breakfast of berries and nuts.
Okay. Everything's all about this Boo. He's got some kind of an aura going. I guess, does he have bardic inspiration constantly, or is this just because of the battle that we've just had? I think it might be the latter. Is he shaving his head with a with a dagger? Okay.
A fine deed we have done to rid Faerun of this man. All helm hair and a haughtiness. Oh, this was the Lord Gortash we were sworn to do battle with, Boo. All the better then.
Do you remember why you were meeting with the Zentarum?
So dark an alliance sealed with Sentish contracts, cultish vows, and a dragon's shining horde. You think Minsk could forget? You are correct. I have no idea what any of that was about. But we shall simply... Boo! Why do you gnaw at my soft parts? I am trying to... Once again, in smaller words? I see. This truth you seek. Boo believes that Minsk is knowing more than Minsk knows. But it is a difficult thing. There are memories of this time that Minsk does not remember. And Boo suggests that, just as he helps with tricksome itches in awkward places, you must reach what Minsk cannot. The parasite. You can use it to tickle free whatever truth you seek.
Okay. So... Let's reach into his mind then.
At first, there is nothing. His mind is empty as a still expanse of open country. But then... your face, the Stone Lord's face, mirrored in bloodied steel. In the heat of burning buildings, you hold your blade high above pale, frightened faces.
No, that is not right. I slew only monsters. The voice said that they were monsters.
A whisper. The Absolute's voice, twisting the petty guild thieves before you into snarling, savage beasts, feeding on the weak of your city.
The guild. The Stone Lord hunted them, peeled away their rotten ranks one by one to lay bare their corrupt heart. 9 fingers keen. That is what the Absolute bought Black Sentis Steel to do. To kill the Guildmaster.
So the Zentarum overthrow the guild. What then? What do the cult even get?
What does it matter? Cultish thinking has occupied Minsk's mind for long enough. Now is time for doing. And this talk of evil overthrowing evil, pah! Like a many-headed hydra biting at its own throat. Bring forth the hydra, says Boo. More faces for the punching. First we pop the Zentarum blood, then we show 9 fingers, the 5 fingers of Minsk. Yes?
You seem keen to forget that this was all you're doing.
Minsk has forgotten nothing. Once we are done with the undoing of his deeds, then we will speak of this Stone Lord.
Okay. We do need to go to the guild hall, don't we? And to speak to 9 Fingers about, taking down the Stone Lord. But will she be so forgiving? And won't she ask us for his head? But if that comes to it, then perhaps maybe we're going to need to do some form of persuasion. Again, let's have a chat.
Fine lodgings you have found, my friend. Boo is already in negotiations with the guardian spirits of this place. In Baldur's Gate, they are likely to be rat-formed and eager to charge rent. But Boo shall secure safe slumber for all. Now, what do you need of Minsk?
So we've got some rat landlords? You're quite quick to call me friend.
Of course, my friend. Or are we not friends?
Of course we're friends, friend.
Then you have a sword at your side and a hamster at hand, whenever you need them. Unless I die, or you die, or you do anything at all to upset Boo. Now, does Boo see a question in your eye, or just a parasite poking through?
Answer me honestly, what's with the hamster?
Well, Boo, explain yourself. Clear enough?
I speak with animals, so why can't I understand him?
Can you not? Do you not see his noble bearing? The deep wells of wisdom that are his eyes? Boo speaks of much. Perhaps one day, you will be ready to listen.
Okay, so it's not just us. Enough joking. Does the hamster actually speak to you?
There is nothing jestful in the bond between a ranger and his companion. Before Boo, I was a typical berserker of Rashomon. duty-bound and full of my own seriousness. The problem with one so gazing of their navel, however, they are easily ambushed. Brigands split my skull like a sodden wineskin. It was as I recovered that Boo first appeared. He told me that I had felt the great poking finger of justice, marking Minsk as its champion and Boo as my guide. As for the headache, well, justice cannot always afford to be gentle.
So, you're a paladin of justice.
Do not be ridiculous. If any of us is chosen by the gods, it is obviously Boo. Now, shall we away? My boots crave the crunch of unvirtuous nethers.
When our minds mingled, I saw some strange things.
Oh? The mind of Minsk is a simple place. Of what strangeness do you speak?
The memories resurface, a lifetime of battles blurring into one. A single constant is Minsk, launching into the fray no matter the foe, be they god, monster, or man. It seems just the barest glimpse of what the man before you has seen and done, but enough to know that he has no right to still be alive.
Ah, wait! That look in your eye. I know exactly what visions of Minsk you have seen to cause you such wonder. My pants. Thrice laced in the Rashomar style, so that a berserker might split skulls without fear of splitting bridges too. They are fiendishly complex, but fear not for Minsk. With training, he has learned to master the many little knots.
Never mind your pants. You've walked between planes, fought gods.
Well, as have you, no? Do not forget that when you gaze into Minsk, Minsk also gazes into you. We both fight evil, wherever it is found. The who and where are less important than the hamsters you meet along the way. On this matter of sharing memories, I see no reason for us to worry at one another's worms. If there is more we wish to know, we can simply ask, no?
Of course, a warrior speaks their mind instead of reading others.
Exactly so! If I must peer into the mind of my enemy, I use an axe. For friends, there is ale.
I like
No,
the way
my
this guy
friend.
thinks. Kind
If
of.
you fear you have a question that Minsk cannot answer, then you can simply ask Boo.
I'd like to know a little bit more about you.
There is more than a little to know, I think. I am huge.
Jahira said you spent a century as a statue on the Wide. I'd like to hear about it.
Ah, you come in search of stories. It is not yet time to tuck Boo in for the night, but very well. After our adventurings with the Ballspawn, Boo had had his fill of godly flesh. So, we returned to Baldur's Gate for a time. After all, in every city there is a sweaty underbelly, crying out for a virtuous scrubbing. None better to wield a brush than Minsk and Boo. Perhaps we rubbed some villain's rump a little too raw. This Minsk does not know. One moment we stood in the city slums, the next, ambush! Then Minsk and Boo woke on the Wide with stone dust in sensitive places.
So that's how you became known as the Stone Lord?
Haha! Perhaps this is the reason, Boo. it is not because of the legendary thickness of my skull.
And you never saw who did it?
The mind of Minsk was occupied with important matters. I was browsing a slum vendor's stall, looking for Boo's favorite nuts. And then, I was stolen. For Minsk, those years passed as quick as a hiccup. It was long ago, then, it is now.
Okay, so I guess he got petrified at some point and maybe spent years being a statue. Perhaps. You traveled 100 years in a moment. What do you make of this new world?
I do not like these metal men on the streets, or the villains who hide behind them. But the new world is not so different to the old one. The city still clings to the hill. The sea still stretches on forever. And the stench of evil still makes Boo wish for a tiny peg on his nose. As long as that stench remains, no matter how old or young the world is, Minsk and Boo will not rest.
So, I'm not entirely sure, but is Minsk a character in Baldur's Gate 1 or 2? Perhaps maybe? Considering his age? Is it true that you traveled with the Balespawn who saved Baldur's Gate?
Countless tales are told of Boo and Minsk. Many of them are so outlandish that even I do not know if they are true. Did Minsk bravely fend off the seductive vials of a succubus in the cloisters of Candlekeep? Maybe. Did he take a bath in the river Styx and temporarily forget himself? I do not remember. Did he travel with the spawn of the god of murder, who warred against his evil brethren and battled triumphantly at the throne of Baal itself? Of course! It was a splendid adventure.
How did you come to trust the spawn of such an evil god?
Oh, a curious question. Are a child and his father always alike? Take Minsk. He does not have a clear memory of the face of his father, but he does remember tugging on the thick, red whiskers that sprang from his chin. A beard for the ages. Who could have nested there happily through even the harshest of Rashomon winters? Now, look closely at Minsk, and what do you see?
You don't have a beard?
Correct! There are more whiskers on Boo's tiny face than on the mighty chin of Minsk. If Minsk did not inherit the flaming red hair of his mother, or the bushy red beard of his father, why would the spawn of Baal inherit his wickedness?
We should talk about nature versus nurture someday.
It is simple. As with all battles, the winner will be the one that carries the bigger sword.
Okay. Yeah, let's get him to follow us.
Shall be your shadow, as Boo is his.
Cool. Yeah, I definitely had Speak with Animal on me, so... yeah, something special about the hamster that doesn't allow us to communicate with it. So, Minsk, we do need to level him up, and we probably do need to take a look at all of his equipment as well.
Justice walks on 4 feet and sleeps in my boot.
So, what do we have here in terms of abilities? Find familiar, Boo. What can Boo do, though? May as well get Boo out right now. He's got 20 HP, that's actually not too bad. Probably a little bit better than Scratch, to be honest. Does a bite for 7 to 13 damage. Perhaps maybe even better once we level
Sword at my side
Minsk
and
up.
hamster at hand.
So... And we can do a different Find Familiar as well, but I suppose maybe that's going to remove Boo.
Let's get going.
Justice, truth, and a virtuous boot.
And yeah, not really a lot of other skills, at least for now. Bardic roll. Add a 1d6 bonus to your next ability check. I think this is because of having the Bardic Inspiration, but then... It says it's a replenishable resource. It says that he's just a ranger, though. He's not exactly a bard. Do we want to completely respec him to be something else? Just want to take a look at some of the other benefits here. Bardic roll, human versatility, beast tamer, mage breaker. Yeah, I think we probably don't need him to be a ranger. We could probably get him fulfilling a different role.
Boo dines on foe flesh.
So I'm gonna have a chat with
Minsk
Withers.
has many words.
Another. I shall be here in thy camp, for whenever thou hast need of my services. As thou didst.
Yeah, let me just take a look here, because... I don't know. He seems like a... I'm not 100% sure what to think of Minsk and how to set him up, guys. So, look, I'm sort of just experimenting a little bit to see if perhaps maybe we could do, you know, something a little bit different compared to everyone else. Can we set him up as a bard? So we've got a cleric in Shadowheart. And we've got a warlock. I don't think we've got a paladin. Healing Radiance. Tenants. Oath of the Ancients Paladins. Abide by following these tenets. Kindle the light. Shelter the light. Preserve your own light. Oath of Devotion. Holy Rebuke. Grant an ally a vengeful aura that deals 1 to 4 radiant damage. Channel Oath. Charge. Oath of Vengeance. Your ally's weapon attacks deal an additional 2 radiant damage and can daze enemies for 1 turn. Oath of the Crown. Grant the target's proficiency bonus to their attack for 10 turns. Or do we go with anything else? Do we have Fighter? We've got Barbarian, right? I forget what Lae'zel is. I think Lae'zel has Fighter, right? Yeah, I don't really know if I want to do Ranger or not. Assuming we can still go with Paladin, we still get Boo as a familiar, so we can still call in Boo purely because that's who he is, that's his character, right? Lay on hands. For healing, use your blessed touch to heal a creature or cure it of all disease and poisons. Gain advantage on attack rolls against celestials, fiends, and undead. Or we go with, like, being a bard. I don't know if it fits him or not. I feel like he makes for a weird bard. Bardic inspiration. Let's go Paladin, and I'm gonna be looking towards your comments in this specific video, and perhaps maybe the next one, to perhaps maybe enlighten me and show me the way with how we should set things up for him. Assuming that we are going to be wailing on enemies quite a bit, we probably want our strength to be up there. And, you know, we probably want a 20 on strength. I don't know about charisma. Constitution, it seems like a good idea to bring that up a little bit. What kind of ability do we need to focus on to land spells as a paladin, though? Like wisdom? Maybe? Again, I'm probably not going to worry too much about setting things up super correctly this time around. Just because we're probably going to respec anyway. Intimidation, medicine. Let's do medicine. I don't know about athletics. Animal handling, he's got decent animal handling, it makes sense. But yeah, I think maybe bumping up medicine, because it feels like the paladin can do some level of healing. Yeah, I think that looks good. Okay, now let's level him up. Gonna try to speed through this because, again, we'll likely, you know, respec anyway. Particular fighting style. Protection. Great weapon fighting. Oh, you get a reroll. Dueling. When you have a shield, impose disadvantage on an attack against your allies. When you are within 1.5 meters, you must be able to see the attacker. Impose disadvantage on an attack against your allies. Right. So you could essentially negate enemy damage if you're near allies, but you do need vision of the attacker. I don't know how wide this is. I kind of like the idea of the great weapon fighting though, so let's go with that. Spells. Wrathful Smite. Thunderous Smite. That sounds pretty good. I know we joked around about being like a paladin of justice. That's why I thought maybe we can set him up as a paladin. Prepare another spell. Let's do that. Lay on hands charge. To heal yourself and allies, okay? Third spell. I think that might be decent. Bless. Let's take the ability improvement. We'll do that. Get compelled to duel. Interesting. But let's do a level 2 though. Branding Smite. I'd probably leave all of the spell selection until like the very, very last. But it's alright, I'll prepare spells as we go. Aura of Warding. When nearby allies take only half the damage from spells, the aura disappears if you fall on unconscious. Permanent. That's pretty cool. Half the damage from spells. That's huge. I don't think we have any concentration spells right now, or except for the magic weapon. Let's pick up a healing spell. Yeah, another smite. Level 3. Warden of Vitality. With this aura... Sorry, while this aura lasts, you can cast Restore Vitality as a bonus action to heal yourself or nearby allies. Blinding Smite. Imbue a weapon with elemental power. It receives +1 bonus to attack rolls and deals an additional 1d4 damage of your choice. Sounds pretty good. I like this Warden of Vitality though. And it's not a concentration spell either, so we can just chuck it on and that way he gets an additional choice or an additional avenue of healing allies. Aura of Courage. You and nearby allies can't be frightened. That's good. I like that. Let's do Blinding Smite. Bit confused here. Yeah, Crusader's Mantle. Another feat. We're already 20 on strength. So perhaps maybe we could take alert. That's it. Okay, cool. Now we would need to sort of figure out his equipment, right? Being a paladin, we would assume that he'd be wearing some pretty heavy armor. Which armor is obviously the big question right now. Armor of Persistence? We've got no one using this right now. Looks very regal for him, doesn't it? Resistance and blade wood. Only got a longsword. We need to figure out what to use weapon-wise. I think that is okay, unless you guys sort of think otherwise. Again, gonna look at all those comments. Let's chuck a good pair of boots on. Gain momentum, speedy light feet, no. Unwanted masterwork greaves. Cerebral citadel gloves. Oh, actually, no. That's all for boots. Actually, no. This is the one that I'm looking for. Boots of Persistence. Legendary mobility. You gain the freedom of movement and long strider. Is this better for someone like Blue? In comparison to his
All's well that ends. Not as bad as
Helldusk boots. It looks good with the set of armor that we've currently got.
Sleep with one eye
I'll
open.
keep using the current pair of boots, to be honest, just for a while. Till perhaps maybe you give me advice to do otherwise. And there was a pair of gloves that we got as well, right? Which is supposed to be an entire set. Legacy of the Masters. Arming enchantments. Gain a +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls with weapons. +1 strength saving throws. Let's throw that on. Yeah, I mean, this is the entire set, right? Looks cool. I don't think there's a helmet that goes with it. +1 bonus to spell save DC while threatened. Animate the dead. Circlet of blasting. Psionic revenge. Magical durability. +1 bonus to saving throws against spells. Covert critical. While obscured. Okay. I don't know how useful it's going to be for Minsk, considering we're probably just going to be charging in head-on. Arcane Synergy. Haste Helm. Helmet of Smiting. This might be really good because... well, I mean, he's got very low charisma, though. But we do use smiting spells very often. Or we are going to. Bolstering Smite. Temporary hit points equal to your charisma modifier, which wouldn't really be that much. Then +1 Constitution saving throws, which would be beneficial. Holy Lance Helm. Smite the Graceless. Creatures who miss their attack rolls against the wearer must make a dexterity saving throw or take 1 to 4 radiant damage. Also +1 Constitution saving throws. Steel Watcher helmet. Advantage on Constitution saving throw checks. Artificial Sight. Could be good. I'm thinking... What about this? Grits. When the wearer has 50% hit points or less, they have an additional bonus action. Dexterity saving throws +1. The intention is not to get to that point, right? He's got a lot of HP as well. I say Holy Lance Helm or Helmet of Smiting. And I think maybe Holy Lance Helm is going to kick in a lot more. He needs a cape of some sort. Cloak of Cunning Broom. When the wearer disengages, they also create Foggy Cloud. +1 bonus to spell save DC and spell attack rolls. Absorb elements. Would be good. Nymph Cloak. Wave Mother's Cloak. During combat, once per turn, the cloak grants the wearer water layer protection until the wearer takes damage. I think this seems like a decent one. Once per turn, right? Water layer protection. Prevented from burning, resistant to fire damage, but vulnerable to lightning and cold damage. Okay. Maybe not, maybe not. Perhaps maybe Arcane Enchantment isn't so bad. We do need to cast... I mean, these are considered to be spells, right? So, I think we need to try and land these. Cloak of the Weave. Alright. That doesn't look too bad. Accessories? What should we use? Ring of Blink. Color Spray. Exalted Marrow. Feywild Sparks. While your Sorcerer's Tides of Chaos feature. Yeah, this is, I think, something that's only good for a class that we're not really using, right? Sorcerers. Self-Immolation. Pass Without Trace. Ring of Veracity. Advantage on insight checks. Shadowblade Ring. Can't be electrocuted. This doesn't seem like a bad option because I think we're wearing, like, you know, metallic type armor, right? Which is generally really bad if you're facing off against lightning spells. So I think that's decent. I don't know what to do for the second ring, though. I feel like I could just, like, throw anything on and it'd be okay, you know? Advantage on insight checks, maybe? Amulet. Again, got plenty of amulets. Absolute's Talisman. Amulet of Branding. Restoration. Amulet of the Unworthy. Animal Friendship. Fire Heart. Maybe we can give him Spectator Eyes. Not that we've really used any of these spells very often. Otherwise, we could do... maybe Amulet of Branding may be decent because, you know, we could brand some enemies to deal more damage to them. I think that makes sense. Let's see. Weapons. So, I think it should be a two-handed weapon that we give him, right? We can take Gunter Mile. Alright, but his main weapon, though... Dancing Breeze. Halberd of Vigilance. Could be good. I've got a lot of stuff to sell. Catheric's Warhammer, 10 to 22. I'm thinking Halberd of Vigilance looks like a good option. Yeah, I think that's decent. But again, if any of you guys have a different opinion, let me know. Corpse Grinder? 12 to 25. We have someone who's dedicated to doing some bludgeoning damage. Could be good. Yeah, I think this is what we'll rock. Let's send all of this stuff to camp. And we probably need to equip him with a few potions and the like. So, let's see if we can't do that straight away.
Alright.
So, maybe give him 3 of these. 3 of these. Maybe 1 of the really, really big potions. Where did that one potion go? There.
Who says what?
Okay. And he's got Celestial Haste as well, thanks to Gunter Mile. That's good. Cool. Can't wait to give him a whirl. Again, we'll probably do a respec, depending on what you guys say. Let's head back out, and... oh my goodness. I'm just looking at the episode here, but I feel like we've spent the entire time just like having a chat with Minsk and then sort of figuring out how to use him. What we need to do is perhaps maybe go back to the guild hall. Is there an easier way to get there? Yeah, let's portal to the city sewers portal. And I'm just not entirely sure if Nine Fingers is going to be hostile as soon as we
destined, perhaps,
arrive there, or whether or not you know, we're going to have a conversation. And would it be better to try and go in the other way, but then navigating through this area is going to be quite difficult. Alright. Screw it. Let's go out there and let's hope for the best. I actually do need to do Longstrider on Minsk.
Have you met my hamster?
Bear with me for a second. So with these auras, can we only have one aura on at a given time? +1 bonus to saving throws. Yeah. Already active. Yeah, okay, so we switch different auras on and off, I presume. Oh, no. Okay, we've got a few auras going on at the same time. While this aura lasts, you can cast Restore Vitality as a bonus action. Okay, cool. So, I suppose the trick here is every time we use a paladin, we're going to need to make sure that we switch on all of the auras before we even proceed. Yeah. Hang on, what's this? Protection from energy.
Stand aside, evil! Legend coming through! Life is simple, and so is Minsk.
What to do?
Alright, Longstrider on Minsk. Let's get to it. Oh, can he still do his...
Hamster hungry.
No, we can't. We can't find... Oh, hang on. No, we can find familiar here. Yeah. So why is Boo not with us, though? Perhaps maybe through the leveling we lost him? Yeah, we should definitely use that when we get the chance. Apparently we can just simply short rest and do that straight away.
Can't give up now. Don't waste the step.
Let's quick save here, because, again, I have no idea what's about to happen. Excuse me? Aid the Underduke. We return to find the guild hall at war. The Zentarum face off against the guild, hoping to topple Nine Fingers Keen. What?
Let's talk price. See anything easy. Any guild member strikes the first blow. It won't be the Zentarum that kills him.
Okay, there's probably a big fight about to happen here. So the Zentarum might be down here somewhere?
What's all this now, Zen? The city's ransom I'm paying you, not enough.
Okay. Considering where we are, guys, I think maybe let's take a rest here. And when we come back, we'll get into this fight and see if we can save Nine Fingers and the guild. And hopefully she won't want Minsk dead. Anyway, chuck that like down below if you enjoyed it. Stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.